Have you ever scrolled through Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube searching for a spark of joy only to realize nothing is actually making you happy? You keep clicking, keep swiping, but every video, every meme, every song leaves you feeling sort of empty. Do you feel boredom? And is it possible you're more bored now, in an age of constant entertainment, than you ever were before? What if I told you the reason you feel so unfulfilled isn't about your life, your job, or the people around you, but something utterly transformational happening inside your brain? If this sounds familiar and you're ready to break out of a cycle of endless boredom and rediscover real satisfaction in life, then you've come to the right place. Before we dive in, smash that subscribe button and hit the bell for more insights on transforming your mind, your habits, and your happiness here on the Growth Mindset Project. Now, let's pull back the curtain. The truth is, platforms like TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and Instagram Reels have engineered their apps to keep you hooked, but not to entertain you. The dark secret is they're designed to keep you bored. Yes, you heard that right. So why on earth would any company work hard to keep its users bored instead of entertained? It all comes down to boredom and dopamine. Let's break this down. From a scientific viewpoint, boredom isn't just about not having anything to do. When you ask yourself, why do I feel boredom? You're actually experiencing your brain craving dopamine, the chemical of motivation and reward. Just like hunger tells us we need food, boredom is your brain's way of screaming, I need stimulation. Your mind wants something, anything, to light up those reward circuits. So what happens? Out comes the phone. Maybe you open TikTok or YouTube. Suddenly, you're hit with a wave of dopamine. You're not necessarily happy or fulfilled, but that sharp ache of boredom, it's gone, at least for a moment. This creates a loop. Bad feeling, instant fix, temporary relief. And then before you know it, the bad feeling is back, only worse. This isn't coincidence. It's design. Every scroll, every tap, every mini video is precisely calculated to inject a burst of dopamine into your brain. It's almost like how a sip of coffee gives you a jolt of energy when you're tired. But there's a catch. Here's the kicker. The more you rely on these fast, frequent fixes, the duller you feel over time. Remember, every time you hit that dopamine spike artificially, your brain adapts. It develops tolerance. Think about how someone who drinks regularly needs more and more alcohol to feel the same buzz. The same principle applies to dopamine. In the beginning, maybe watching a quick video or scrolling through a handful of memes made your day. But as days go by, suddenly, nothing is enough. Watching a movie isn't fun. Reading a book feels like a chore. Even talking with friends can feel, well, kind of grey. Sound familiar? Hit that like button and share in the comments if this is describing your reality. You see, what's happening is your brain's dopamine receptors are shrinking in number. Imagine it like this. If your brain starts with 5 dopamine catches and you keep flooding the system, your brain pulls some away to avoid overstimulation. You're left with only 2 or 3, making it much harder to actually feel pleasure from anything that doesn't absolutely bombard you with dopamine. So normal things like a walk in the park, dinner with family, gardening, reading, or simply watching clouds, activities that used to be fun, just don't register as pleasurable anymore. And here's where the real trap happens. You feel more bored, so you crave even more extreme stimulation, so your brain adapts further and the spiral continues. But wait, if you feel boredom is ruining your life, what can you do? Let's flip the script. Neuroscience has a surprising solution. Be willing to feel boredom. It sounds counterintuitive, right? Why would exposing yourself to boredom help? Here's the science. When you stop pouring bucket loads of dopamine onto your brain, the system notices the lack of stimulation. After a short, uncomfortable period, your brain goes, "Hey, we're not getting enough." So it adds more dopamine receptors back. The more receptors you have, the more sensitive your brain becomes, and suddenly, normal, everyday activities start to feel pleasurable again. This is not just theory, it's the principle behind overcoming any addiction. The longer you let yourself go without constant hits of stimulation, the more your brain recalibrates. Your dopamine system resets, and as your sensitivity returns, you rediscover joy in things that never even registered before. Let's dig even deeper. At the 6-minute mark, I just want to remind you, if this is sparking ideas or helping you see your habits in a new light, hit the like button, drop a comment, and subscribe so you won't miss more videos like this on the Growth Mindset Project. Now, while your dopamine system is recalibrating during this period of intentional feeling boredom, don't be surprised if you suddenly experience a surge of negative emotions. This isn't just about a craving, it's about withdrawal. If you've used scrolling, gaming, or watching as a way to escape anxiety or other uncomfortable feelings, those feelings can rise to the surface when you stop. This is completely normal. When you remove all those quick fixes, the anxiety and even sadness you've been unconsciously suppressing begin to bubble up. But here's the good news. If you stick with it, these feelings usually fade after a week or so, leaving your mind clearer than ever. If negative emotions feel overwhelming or persistent, it's always a smart idea to reach out to a mental health professional. But for most people, this is how the process works. You let yourself be bored, your dopamine receptors build back up, and suddenly life regains its color. Reading a book isn't a torture, it's immersive. A simple conversation brings laughter. Even sitting quietly outside becomes rewarding. There's another piece to this puzzle: dopamine flexibility. As you recover sensitivity, your brain becomes adaptable again. Instead of only finding enjoyment in one or two supercharged activities, think TikTok, video games, or your phone, you start finding small doses of pleasure in a huge variety of experiences. This is how you reclaim your joy. So if you want to rediscover real happiness, let yourself feel boredom now. Your future self will thank you for the resilience, creativity, and genuine pleasure that return to your life. Ready to keep developing your mindset and transform your habits? Watch our next video by clicking right here, and don't forget to hit that bell so you never miss a moment of your own growth journey with the Growth Mindset Project.